Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our health talk for this evening. My name is Ryan Fernandez, speaking in behalf of Syzygy and also our health partner, Nutrilite. We're happy that you could join us to learn once again on an important health topic. And tonight, we're going to talk about bye-bye beer belly, turning flabs into abs with fitness and nutrition. This is our dedication to the recent Father's Day. We want to have fathers who are fit and healthy all the way as they grow more mature. So tonight we are going to be joined by somebody who's an expert, and we'll talk about some powerful and helpful tips so that although we are dads, including myself, doesn't mean we need to have dad bod. Okay. So welcome everyone, wherever you're watching from, different parts of the country and maybe also overseas. So please help me welcome our speaker for tonight. She'll be covering some specifics, and then we'll probably have some breakout rooms afterwards. She is a senior training specialist for Nutrilite, the world's largest and oldest brand of vitamins and supplements. And she is based in Cagayan de Oro. So help me welcome Lyle Laid. Hi, Lyle.
Hi, Sir Ryan, and good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to be here tonight talking about something that will really take part no, in the journey of each, not just men or the father celebrating, but for each individual that are here in the room who's looking forward to having a healthy and active lifestyle. And before we begin, I'd like to excuse my voice in advance. I had to host an event, my grandfather's 79th birthday yesterday, so my voice is a little bit coarse, but that won't stop me from having this productive discussion this evening. So I'd like to start by greeting everyone and knowing where you are watching from. Can you type in the location that you are located right now? And I'd gladly read each one of that before we start our discussion. And while we're at it, I'd like to share my slide and let me know if you're already seeing it on your end. Yes, can you give me a thumbs up? Yeah, all right. Okay, so let me see some greetings over here in our Zoom. We have Sir Titos Manuel from of Quezon City. Ayan, Republic of Quezon City. Hello to everyone who's watching all the way from Quezon City. And Miss Ramina is also here with us learning from Cebu, as well as Miss Maylene. Maylene Te from Surigao del Sur. I miss traveling there. No, we had trainings over there before in pre-pandemic times at Butuan and some part of Surigao as well. And Sir Ryan is from QC. Miss Monica from Taguig. Also have Miss Belinda all the way from Davao City and Sir Delio from Baguio. Ayan. So uh, we are discussing men's health beer belly. Now, some of you probably have already heard from our Amway PH Stories talk last Wednesday, which was which was discussed by one of our Dr. ABOs in Amway, which is Doc Mark Verdinias. No, so he discussed all about beer belly as well and explained to us how it affects our health, overall health, and what are the things we can do about it. But right now, we're gonna break down what are the facts about this one and what we can do in order for us to reduce our visceral fat or get it to a state we're in, it's healthy for us, no? So let's shine a light on something that affects a lot of men out there, the infamous na beer belly na alam natin medyo yung iba pa baby fat lang or nagsisimula pa lang na nagbe-build yung visceral fat nila. And let's understand yung common issue that can make a big difference sa health natin and well-being, no? By the way, I have introduced earlier, my name is Lyle and you can call me that. In our chat box if you have questions, you can also type it in. And let's start with defining this beer belly, no? Kasi minsan we tend to connect this one automatically to beer kasi nga yung name niya is beer, di ba? But if you have a beer belly, Huwag kang mag-alala because we're gonna see to it that at the end of maybe your ongoing na health and wellness na program, you're gonna say goodbye to the beer belly that you have right now. And it seems like beer drinkers across the globe, no, minsan sa kanila usually na nakikita to, and we have a tendency to grow bellies, especially as they get older, and especially sa mga lalaki kasi gatherings are most often or more often lalaki yung may mga inumin, 'di ba? But is it really beer na nagko-cause nito? That is the question right now. Alam nyo, not all beer drinkers have them. May iba na kahit hindi umiinom, meron silang malalaking tiyan or yung visceral fat nila, or how they gain fat is actually in the mid section of their bodies. So, ano ba yung rason nito? What causes men and some women to develop this? So, let's define beer belly. Again, this one is a term na nagde-describe ng protruding na belly. So, titingnan nyo from your point of view down to your feet. If you're not seeing your feet when you're standing up straight, it means that you have a beer belly. So, kapag hindi mo nakikita yung yung belt mo, no, when you're standing up straight, may nagpo-protrude na dyan. Pot belly yan, or spare tire, or apple shape, or beer belly. And it is caused by a buildup of visceral fat. So you might be familiar about visceral fat already, since most of the Amway business owners that we do have in Amway visits our My Amway places. Diba? Tapos meron tayong Tanita, and it's one of the results na nakikita natin sa receipt. And checking that is a good thing from time to time para malaman natin kamusta yung visceral fat natin. So, yan po is stored deep inside our belly, and it surrounds yung abdominal organs natin. So, yung beer belly na yan, a study in epidemiology and health found that yung high alcohol intake may relationship siya, or it's somewhat related to high waist circumference. And it's not surprising due to alcohol calories. But a study in European Journal of Clinical Nutrition suggests that while drinking a lot of beer may cause this one na widen yung waist mo, the belly isn't a unique destination for beer-related weight gain. So ano bang rason nito? Bakit dyan talaga nagpuputud, no, yung fat deposits natin? So despite the popular belief that beer tends to go straight dun sa belly mo, it appears na yung high-calorie drink na yan actually contributes to weight gain throughout the body. And many women, for example, start to carry extra weight below the belt rather than just above it. So beer may also be indirectly responsible for your growing waistline. So, bakit nga ba hindi lang beer yung rason nito? Kasi nga when we're drinking, 'di ba, or when we have gatherings, we're not just simply drinking. Other people actually tend to eat more than drinking more, no? May mga pulutan, like having like pizzas, nachos, and other high fat, high calorie food that tends to accompany a chilled mug of lager. So, yung light beer, hindi siya yung main na culprit as much as the food that you accompany your drink with. And interestingly, drinking beer may also interfere doon sa ability ng katawan natin to burn that fat, no? The body will work on breaking down alcohol for energy before it gets to any stored fat waiting to be burned. So mauuna siyang mababurn kumpara dun sa pagkain na kinakain mo, na mas mahirap siyang i-digest, or mas mahirap siyang i-metabolize. And too much alcohol consumption is also associated with reduced na mga testosterone levels, which is in turn associated with accumulation of excess weight dun sa abdominal area. So, yan yung beer belly, no? Yan yung science behind it, na bakit doon sila natatrap, or doon na pupunta yung fat deposits natin. So, what really causes beer belly, it has a lot of factors. May different factors siya. Yung unang-una na mention ko, yung calories, di ba? When people are gathering around na may inuman, there's always food that is accompanied with the drink. And people who regularly eat and drink more calories than they burn each day are more likely na makagain talaga. So if you have this kind of lifestyle, tapos may poor na physical activity, or even your diet, it can really cause you to gain weight, and that can be distributed around your mid extremities, including belly fat. And any kind of calories, whether yung galing man sa alcohol, galing man sa sugary beverages or oversized portions of food can increase belly fat. So an unhealthy balance or unhealthy or unbalanced diet with lots of empty calories and very little nutrition makes it easy na makapag-gain weight tayo. Next is yung age. So yung edad din natin, isa din tong factor, no? Beer bellies can become more prominent kapag medyo maedad na tayo. I don't know if you notice people in their like late 30s or 40s, no? Mas doon natin na-notice na meron na tayong beer belly or what other people call as dad bod. Kasi nga, men in their 30s or 40s, like for example, maybe they're trying to start a family, they're more on loaded with work, or more focused on taking care of their family, diba? Their kids, and not really prioritizing their overall health. Like if they don't have time with exercising or like just a little bit of cardio and all sorts of healthy ng mga habits, no? Medyo nasa set aside yan, diba? When people are in their 30s or 40s, yan. And then as people age, yung calories also need to decrease, no? Kasi nga yung lifestyle changes natin, even our age doesn't really or really changes when it comes to our physical activity and yung metabolism din natin. So, yung hormone levels natin nagde-decline, level of our physical activity, and it just makes it easier to gain more weight and store fat around the middle. And men may also experience a decrease in muscle mass as they age and a tendency na mag gain ng weight steadily around that age, yung 30 to 55 with excess weight often carried dun sa belly fat. For women, hindi masyado siguro meron din sa midsection ng body, but more so distributed on their upper extremities and their lower extremities in some parts of their body. Pero hindi masyado sa tiyan eh. Meron din, but more so dun sa mga lalaki, no? And then, apart from age, genetics also play a factor in that. Your genes can contribute to an individual's chance of being overweight or obese too. It also plays a role in where the body stores fat. So, yung build ng body natin, no? According nga sa isang study in 2003, men with yung may DD na genetic variant were more than twice as likely na makapag-gain ng weight around their stomach over 20 years than men with other gene types. And another study also identified with three genes that are linked to waist-hip ratio, which is a measure of body fat, and also yung sex within may be a genetic factor and where your body stores fat. As I've said earlier, ladies tend to like gain fat around their limbs, around their hips, diba? Around their legs, and maybe some parts of their belly, but di siya masyado doon nakafocus na sa tiyan lang siya nasa-store ng fat. And then hormones also, no? May mga hormonal changes that can contribute dun sa weight gain around the belly. These changes can be caused by a number of hormones, including yung testosterone, and alcohol can affect testosterone, which can increase ng risk dun sa men developing that beer belly, no? Kahit yung estrogen. So if you have low estrogen levels, it can cause excess belly fat, while high estrogen in men under dun sa 60 can also lead to weight gain. And then another thing is yung stress hormones natin, no? Cortisol. So kapag marami tayong stresses in life and we have excess cortisol, it can cause us to gain more weight, no? That's more likely to be distributed around our belly or our midsection of the body. And then fifth na factor is yung lifestyle. So fifth, if I may say, is actually one of the large contributor on how our body structure is currently, no? If you take a look at how we're eating, what we're eating, the physical activity or the amount of physical activity that we do, the lifestyle that we have, our daily habits, even our sleeping habits, that all contributes to how our physical body looks like. And for example, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, like you barely exercise, you're a couch potato most of the time, it's linked to having higher amounts of that hard belly visceral fat. And even if a person is physically active, like they engage in physical labor, kapag may mga prolonged sitting or yung mga like nag-exercise ka pero yung eating habits mo din hindi mo mapigilan that you tend to eat more fatty foods, more oily foods, more foods that are not really healthy for helping your body to be fit. That actually contributes to that, no? Because 80% of how we look like, or 80% of our weight management journey depends on our food intake rather than our physical activity. But yeah, yun nga, physical activity also is a great contributor kasi doon tayo nag-gain ng muscles, and that's where we do our cardio, or doon tayo nakaka-insert nun na nakaka-strengthen ng mga muscles natin and even our overall body health, no? So yung mga prolonged sitting, it also increases the risk of negative health events and weight gain, and it involves yung mga nasa TV lang palagi, binge watching movies or sitting at work desk. So if you have an 8 to 5 job or a 9 to 5 job, we do recommend to for you to get up in between your work hours, no? Kahit meron kang time na naka-high table ka, andun yung laptop mo, tapos naka-stand ka lang or naglalakad-lakad ka ng konti around the office, not really focusing much on like sitting all day. And doon ka lang na hindi ka na halos ma-uproot doon sa upuan mo, 'di ba? So we have to insert that kahit paminsan-minsan lang na lakad, like every 45 minutes or an hour, para lang may movement ka throughout the day, no? And then yung sleep. So yung tulog, it's part of our lifestyle, no? And according to studies, there are many potential causes of weight gain that sprung out coming from lack of sleep. Kasi nga, uh, when when we are deprived, ang nangyayari is that yung energy natin tends to be so low. So we outsource that from food. We tend to binge eat more, and minsan pa tayo, irate pa tayo pag gutom tayo, 'di ba? So or wala tayong energy. So doon talaga tayo babawi sa pagkain natin, and nag-change din yung hunger hormones natin. And those kinds of factors, even if hindi siya always, it contributes to uh the years of lifestyle na build mo, and then suddenly poof, andyan na, nagkaroon ka na ng beer belly, or nag-gain ka na ng weight, no? And that's no, those are the factors: calories, age, genetics, hormones, and lifestyle. And another question that we commonly have is sa babae, no, can women have beer belly? And yes, women can develop a beer belly, which is yun nga, around your waist, which tends to be larger than your hips, and tinatawag yun na apple body shape sa babae. While beer bellies are often associated sa lalaki, women can also develop this, but yun nga, yung weight gain usually nasa mga limbs, yung sa mga arms natin or sa hips and thighs, and they're more prominent in men. Now, if we know na no, nag-gain tayo kapag may less physical activity tayo, or lack of sleep, or di healthy yung diet natin, ganyan, ganyan, bakit masama magkaroon ng beer belly? Minsan nga, yung iba, may ano naman siya, may ang tawag dito, may purpose man pala siya, kasi I can put stuff on my stomach while I'm standing, ganyan. Or, 'di ba, nagiging sabi nga ni Doc Mark ng last time, it's a baby fat kasi dun mo daw nilalagay yung baby sa tiyan. So, nagiging carrier siya. So, a built-in carrier in your body. But kidding aside, no, the trouble with belly fat is that hindi siya limited to the layer of padding just below the skin. It's not just the subcutaneous fat, no? Belly fat includes the visceral fat that lies deep within, or deep inside your abdomen, and surrounds yung internal organs natin, which means that it affects the functions of our internal organs. And visceral fat, ito yung pinaka-toxic na form of fat. It contributes to increased risk of inflammation, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and hypertension, which in turn puts you at increased risk of a lot of diseases. And regardless of a person's overall weight, no, hindi kasi lahat ng tao na kahit basta malaki ka, saka ka lang magkakaroon ng beer belly, or if you are like have or if you have yung overall body fat mo is very high, ibig sabihin, doon ka na magkakaroon ng mataas na visceral fat din. Meron ding mga uh, slim na mga tao na malaki din yung tiyan nila, no? And ano, may mga risk din yan. Kaya nga minsan we think about the people around us na hindi na yan kailangan ng lifestyle change, or hindi na siya kailangan mag-change ng diet niya, ng other habits, or hindi na kailangan supplementation, and blah, blah, blah. Kasi, naman siya, slim or thin, no? But when you see their belly, we tend to ask, bakit may malaki ang tiyan niya, diba? So, there's an increased risk in that, no? May magkakaroon ng, yung iba, most commonly associated with like, or yung result is ending in like high blood pressure, unhealthy amount of fat in the blood. Others tend to have sleep apnea and heart disease, high blood sugar and diabetes, certain types of cancer, stroke, fatty liver, and even early death from any cause. And hindi lang siya napipili doon sa high na yung body fat nga, kagaya ng sinabi ko, may iba din na kailangan pagtuunan ng pansin, and ask them how their lifestyle is, and maybe we can help in that aspect na malaki yung visceral fat nila, no? Yan. So, let's talk about ano, measuring, or yung paano natin masasabi na medyo risky or medyo hindi na to healthy tong belly ko ngayon, no? How can we measure our waist and see if it's already in a concerning stage? So, what we do is you simply get a measuring tape, and then you stand straight, and then follow these simple steps. No, you stand with your feet together and belly exposed. So you stand up straight, you take off your shoes and stand up straight with your abdomen relaxed. So you inhale and exhale, avoid slouching, and then kumuha ka ng measuring tape mo. We did have, yung BMI natin na measuring tape for ABOs previously, and you can just simply use yung normal na measuring tape then if you have one. And then you take off your shirt, or find a fitted shirt if you'd like. Tapos make sure that you're measuring na skin tight siya, no? You place the measuring tape around your waistline with, dun level sa navel mo. Tapos, it should be roughly level with your belly button. As you wrap the measuring tape around your waist, make sure na straight siya and it's parallel to the floor. Kailangan parallel to the floor, and you make sure that na you keep it straight, no? You keep your body straight. Tapos magme-measure ka right after exhaling. So you inhale, deep breath, and then you breathe out normally, but don't suck in your stomach. No, make sure that the measuring tape is straight without any kinks. Then note your waist circumference. And if you're measuring in inches, round it to the nearest tenth of an inch. And if you're measuring naman in centimeters, you round that to the nearest centimeter. Tapos you write that down para hindi mo makalimutan. So for men, yung waist circumference mo should nasa dapat below 40 lang siya. Waist measurement of more than 40 inches. It signals kasi that an unhealthy amount of belly fat is there, and a higher risk of health problems would spring out from that, no? Or it's, if you're using centimeters, it's around 102 centimeters. And in general, no, yung greater na waist measurement mo, it means a higher health risk. And minsan din na nga natin kailangan ng measuring tape eh. Our belt itself can be an indication whether or not our belly size is at a risky state already. If you're standing up, you're wearing your belt, and then you can't see your belt at all, or nakatuck in siya doon sa belly fat mo, that is already an indication that you're over, no, the normal or the healthy visceral fat that you should be having in your body. And meron tayong way to measure that through our tanita. For the ladies nga pala, um, it should be around 35 inches. Hindi siya, lalagpas dun. But it also, may ibang factor din that affects that, no? Kasi may ibang mga babae na malaki yung build. They're built much more bigger, or yung kahit sa lalaki, no? So you have to make sure that you check that through, like, yun nga, yung sa belt size mo. Kasi nga, may mga malaki yung belt eh, or through tanita. yung ano natin, body composition analyzer. So, yung 40 inches for men and 35 inches for women and below dapat, that's according to Journal of the American Medical Association. Yan. So, let's understand further yung visceral fat. Since we've been talking about this one, belly fat, visceral fat, what is visceral fat or where is it really found in the anatomy of our body? So, again, visceral fat, ito yung type of body fat na andyan naglalay deep within your abdominal walls, no, and surrounds your organs. So, sa nakikita niyo sa picture, where it's located, it's around this area. Let me get my laser pointer. Ito yon, yung visceral fat. It's surrounding our midsection of the body and around our internal organs. And then yung subcutaneous fat natin, ito yung naka-insulate ng katawan natin all over. Manipis lang yan. And if you have normal body fat, no, manipis lang yan. And then yung visceral fat is yan, nasa abdominal area natin. And some levels of visceral fat are healthy, no? Kasi nga hindi naman lahat ng fat is bad. Eh. We most of the time we equate fat as something that's bad, but excess fat is. But body fat in particular, hindi siya masama kasi it insulates our body, it protects our organs, diba? But too much of that can be dangerous for your health. And in visceral fat is also sometimes called active fat kasi nga it plays an active role in how our body functions, and too much of this one can lead to maybe diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. So ang tanong ngayon, is it hard to lose visceral fat ba? uh meron eto, usually we try to think of like, I have to crunch or do some crunches, or I maybe do some pull-ups or run a few miles tapos mawawala na tong visceral fat ko. So wala namang targeted kasi na workout for each of the each parts of our body para mag-lose ng fat, no? But cardio can, yes, it can help. And the best way to lose visceral fat is by maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So we can lower that by focusing on the same diet and exercise plans na nakakatulong na mag-lose tayo ng weight or excess fat and lower your total body fat. And ways to reduce this include yung cardio na sinabi ko. So exercising, healthy diet, intermittent fasting can also be a good thing. Getting more sleep, reducing stress, and also limiting alcohol. And when it comes to food, ano ba yung pinaka-main na nagko-cause ng visceral fat, no? You should try to limit naman dun sa mga pagkain na matataas yung trans fat. May mga refined sugar, sodium, and processed foods. And yung trans fat, ito yung ano, artificial fats na nag-increase ng storage of visceral fat kasi. So we really have to drive away from that. Even yung sa mga baked goods, processed foods, fried foods, and some dairy, it contains trans fats. So you should limit those kinds of food. You can start by maybe i-lessen mo yung pagkain mo ng cakes if you love cakes so much, or just try to treat yourself like maybe once a week, ganyan, magkaroon ka ng cheat meal, but not really a cheat day, no? Ganyan, and then also limit your soda, the candies that you're eating, and other sweetened food with partially hydrogenated oils or high fructose corn syrup. And those are just some of the foods that we need to shy away from. Next question that we have here is yung impact, no, in surgeries naman kasi minsan napapatanong tayo kung yung visceral fat ba can have impact in surgeries. And yes, kapag maraming or sobra yung visceral fat mo, it can limit the visualization of your organs during sa mga intra-abdominal na mga surgery. So imbes na manipis na layer lang or tatlong layer lang yung dapat ikakat ng doctor if you have a lot of visceral fat or overall fat around your body. This can limit the possibility to complete surgeries on a minimally invasive approach, no? So that can affect that one. But this, no, you might not be able to see visceral fat like how we see it in the picture, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't worry about it. Too much of this can really have a harmful effect in our health. And fortunately, visceral fat is actually easier to lose than visible subcutaneous fat. So you really have just to follow things that we've discussed earlier, yung healthy diet, regular exercise, and then kapag nagsususpect ka man na you have too much visceral fat in your belly, you also can talk to healthcare providers or registered nutritionists and dietitians, and they can talk to you about your health risks and recommend a diet and exercise plan na nag-work naman para sa'yo. Yan. So, that's all about visceral fat. Now, for subcutaneous fat naman, ito yung fat that's stored just beneath our skin. If you feel our skin like that, nandyan lang yan, beneath our skin, yung subcutaneous fat. And ito yung napipinch natin between our fingers. And it's different from visceral fat kasi nga nasa behind ng abdominal muscles yan. It can't be seen and it surrounds our stomach, liver, and intestines. So, we really have to watch out for both of these, no? But more so importantly, yung visceral fat natin. And yeah, when it comes to our results, dun sa Tanita, no, nakikita naman natin if it's in a good state because we have like an indicator and also may number no, yung results natin if it's above like 7 or 9, especially for Asians, dapat hindi siya lumagpas ng 9. Yung result mo dapat 9 and below lang, or for Filipinos specifically 7 and below. That's around the normal visceral fat range. And for percent no ng body fat mo, the normal na visceral fat range should be about 10% of your body fat. So you can figure out your visceral fat level by calculating your total body fat percentage and then taking 10% off of that, of your body fat percentage. And if yung body fat percentage mo is higher than than recommended, then your visceral fat range will be 2. So kung that's kind of may correlation sila eh. Pag mataas yung total body fat mo, minsan nakikita din natin na mas mataas din yung visceral fat. But not always, no? Kasi nga, as I mentioned, hindi lahat ng malalaki o matataba, sila lang yung mataas yung visceral fat. Even those who look thin on the outside may, have an underlying high visceral fat, no? Hidden behind their, abdominal cavities. Ayan. So, we've done some measurements earlier that we can use. And one of the ways is yung waist measurement na tinuro ko kanina yung measuring tape. But you can also use like waist to hip na ratio. So you measure your waist size and your hip size by dividing your waist size by your hip size. And a waist to hip ratio higher than 0.85 in women and 0.90 in men indicates na nasa abdominal obesity ka na. So, minsan nga, yun nga, titingnan mo, mas malaki pa yung waistline mo kaysa sa hip size mo. Yan, hindi na kailangan ng measurement yan, di ba? And also, you can use like your BMI. You can get BMI measured, no? Your body fat based on your height and then your weight, and then a BMI of 30 or more in men and women. It indicates you may be overweight and could have a higher level of visceral fat. So, nasa 18 to 24.9 lang dapat yung normal na BMI natin. So, kapag magpas ka dyan, that means that you're either overweight or obese, no? And then yung waist height na ratio. So, you divide your waist by your height, and a healthy ratio is no greater than 0.5 both in men and women. And some healthcare providers prefer the waist height ratio than other methods kasi hindi masyadong accurate na iba at distinguishing between yung visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. So you can go for this one. Now, how do we prevent visceral fat apart from just simply thinking about avoiding trans fats or shying away from alcoholic drinks? You can be active. You can exercise at least yung kailangan natin na 30 minutes a day. So I'd like to ask our audience tonight if you are physically active. Are you working out or not necessarily working out, but just physically moving every day, 30 minutes a day, may exercise ka, kahit naka-ano man yan, naka-divide within a day, like maybe 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, or before going to bed, ganyan. Are you doing any exercises each day? at least 30 minutes? Is it a yes or a no? Is it a yes? Well, pleaded guilty naman tayo. Most of the time, no, kapag busy tayo with our business, with other priorities, ganyan. But then again, our health should also be at the top of our priority. Kasi nga, hindi nag-iiba yung quote na health is always wealth, 'di ba? Kapag medyo at risk yung health natin, the way we do things in our daily undertakings, especially when it comes to how we earn money and how we want to be productive and how we achieve our goals, can be affected, diba? So, sabi ni Sir Titos, yes, so nakakapag-insert siya ng 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes of workout in a day. That's great. You can start by, if you're not one who exercises much every day or daily, you can do it gradually. If it's something new to you, you can do like a 10 to 15 minute workout muna, and then increase it, maybe like uh, kada week, or every other day mag-increase ka ng amount of time that you're exercising. And then it doesn't need to be something that you're not really into. No? It can be something that you love, like maybe playing a sport, moving the furnitures around your house for 30 minutes. So if you love rearranging your home, that is a good physical workout. And maybe you can also do like maybe swimming, or may naka-mention kayo na may nagbabike, ganyan. Find some exercises that you will enjoy, no? Hindi yung parang dread ka na, tatakbo na naman ako, ganyan, or kailangan ko na naman ng 10,000 steps, no? You can do something that you love. Maybe you'd be into boxing, just discover it, no, for yourself. And hindi mo na lang mamamalayan na you're already enjoying it, and your body is trying to find it every day. And then it's gonna be incorporated in your daily routine like it's nothing. Yeah, so just start small and start somewhere na mag-enjoy ka, and invite some friends or a family member so that it will become more enjoyable. Sabi ni Miss Monica, walking the dogs. Yes, that's actually a really great exercise. No? Kahit brisk walking lang yan. Paikot-ikot ka lang ng a few blocks around your neighborhood. That's already good, no? Yeah. So exercise is one of the best ways to prevent visceral fat. Also, good sleep hygiene. So get a good night's sleep. Um, Apart from thinking about how early you can sleep, kailangan din, or how, or your sleeping time rather, you also have to take note or set an alarm when you're waking up, no? Yung hours of sleep natin dapat 7 to 8 hours. So, kahit maaga kang natutulog, feel mo hindi naman ako sleep deprived kasi natutulog ako mga alas, alas 10. And then, but you wake up around alas 10 din, no? Nasa 10 to 10 ka, 12 hours yung sleep mo. So, hindi din yan healthy. So, again, our body needs to keep moving. So, healthy amounts of sleep, like around 7 to 8 hours, is already good, or 6 to 7 hours, no? Yeah, that's already good. Next is to avoid awakening our cortisol na hormones, or our stress hormones. Stress activates a hormone in your body that tends to have that fight or flight na response, which triggers the storage of more visceral fat. So yan, that's a fact, no? Trivia din yan na kapag masyado kang stressed, na-activate yung fight or flight response ng katawan natin na nagtitrigger into thinking that we need to store more fat in our midsection of our body. So try to inhale and exhale from time to time. If you're feeling stressed, try to pause, try to meditate, and lower your stress levels. Yan. May ibang sagot dito, Sir Tito, sabi na, I do heavy manual labor that lasts at least an hour every day, and supplemented with abdominal exercise, stretching, pull-up, push-up 4 times a week. Wow, that's really great, no? Of course, stretching is really good as well, or a good tip to start your workout. If di mo feel mag-workout agad, or go for a run, or do something that you feel like exercise at all, start by stretching. Stretch mo lang yung neck mo down to your shoulders, to your waist, to your knees. down to your ankles. And start by doing that, and then add on the next day, add some jumping jacks, and then add some uh, ano, um, like 10 to 15 minute run. Ganyan. Okay, so sabi ng Miss Meliente, 5 minutes yoga and planking. Eto, maganda to for stress or reducing stress then, lowering your stress level. So yoga is also a good exercise to have, and planking can strengthen your core muscles. So that's really good. Also for your midsection of the body. Yeah. So meron tayong question dito for Dr. Ruel. Sabi niya, can visceral fat be removed by liposuction? Okay, let me go back to that later on, uh, Miss Olivia. And then, yeah, so let me go back to that question after our discussion. Yeah, so for I don't know, for preventing visceral fat, apart from reducing your stress, may limit din tayo ng alcohol intake kasi drinking too much alcohol may increase again your visceral fat, your belly fat, and you should eat a healthy diet. If we try to review or recap all of the Nutrilite ng mga discussions, most commonly, we do revolve around like recommending 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables. Diba? Dapat may lean proteins, dapat may fruits and vegetables, ganyan. Meron tayong dapat lower yung intake natin ng mga trans fat, ng mga sodium and processed foods because this truly affects how our body functions and the way we gain weight. So those are the things that we can do, no, in order for us to avoid having that visceral fat in our midsection of the body. Yeah. So let's proceed. Balikan ko yung tanong ni Miss Olivia from Dr. Ruel kung pwede ba daw tanggalin ng surgery ang visceral fat, no? Although it's less stubborn, siguro hindi naman siya most doctors wouldn't recommend really surgery if it can be done by physical activity, not unless you are over, like nasa obese ka na over pounds, yung mga pounds na like maybe around nasa 200 kilos or 300 kilos ka na masyadong malaki na. So, usually, ayan, sabi ni Dr. Well, liposuction is for subcutaneous fat, not visceral fat daw. Ayan. But yeah, I stumbled upon one of researchers here, no, na yan, merong mga liposuction na abdominoplasty na ginagawa, but more so on the subcutaneous fat, not more so on visceral fat. Pero merong ibang gumagawa din yan. But again, it's an active fat eh. So, kagaya ng sinabi ni Doc Mark last time, it's something that we can um, lose easily. So, when we're doing much, much cardio, ganyan, mauuna yung nawawala yung visceral fat. So, if you notice people who are undergoing yung mga weight loss programs, pag nag ano sila when they become much more smaller apart from the face, nauuna yung chan. Nawawala una yung chan. Yeah. So I hope that answers the question. And thank you for clarifying, Dr. Well. Next on our topic is the kind of food, no, na kailangan natin to help or to aid our journey in weight management and also reduce the belly fat that we have. Yung fatty fish can be a nutritious addition sa balanced diet natin. And yung fatty fish kasi it contains omega-3. No? Some evidence suggests that these omega-3 fats may also help reduce visceral fat. And studies in adults and children have shown that omega-3 supplements, it may significantly reduce liver and abdominal fat. So you have to aim to get around 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week, and some choices may include yung salmon, herring, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies. Pero hindi yung mga kinds of, hindi yung kinds of fish that are found in cans. It's as much as possible. It's something that's fresh from the market. Ganyan. And that can be a really good source of omega-3 fatty acid. And then another kind of food is yung protein, no? Protein is an extremely important nutrient for weight management. High protein intake kasi it increases the release of the fullness hormone peptide natin, which decrease the appetite and promote fullness. And it also raises yung metabolic rate and helps also retain yung mga muscle mass natin during weight loss. Many observational na mga studies show na yung mga tao daw na mas mataas yung protein intake nila, they tend to have less of that belly fat that we're talking about, no? And with this type of food, we can source this out from like meat, from fish, from eggs, from dairy, whey protein ba kaya, or beans. And then fiber then. So these three are really good addition or dapat andyan talaga yan sa food intake natin, no? The omega-3s, protein, and then fiber. Soluble fiber absorbs water and forms like a gel. Ito yung tumutulong kasi na nagsuslow down ng food and it passes through our digestive system, or as it passes through our digestive system. And studies show na fiber promote weight loss by helping na mas may satiety tayo. So we feel much more fuller. So we naturally eat less. And what's more is that soluble fiber may help reduce the belly fat. No, an observational study involving about 1,100 adults found na for every 10 grams increase in soluble fiber intake, belly fat gain decreased by 3.7% over 5 years. So the excellent sources of soluble fiber intake is yung fruits, the vegetables that we prepare in our table. Again, the 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables, legumes, oats, and then barley. And if we can source this out from the food we're preparing, if we're thinking about it, 1/3 of our plate actually should be fruits and vegetables, and should also include like yung protein and then the omega-3s, diba? Supplementation can aid in this one. It may help in weight management, especially in visceral fat. So if we can source that out in the way that we were preparing the actual food in our meal or in our table, supplementation can help us in this aspect, no? And we're so glad that we have this brand with us, which is Nutrilite. And before I dive into that, I'd like to read some of the comments here from Sir Ryan Fernandez. Omega-3 can increase metabolism. That is true, Sir Ryan. And Ms. Belinda said, I've seen patients who regain the subcutaneous tissue in a short 2 months after liposuction if they do not change their lifestyle. That is true. Kasi nga, um, yung physical natin, or how we physically look, or how we're actually built, apart from, of course, magkaiba naman talaga tayo ng mga height, and then how our bones are built, but the amount of body fat that we have in our body, that's actually gained through yun nga, yung if we tend to eat too much, if we have sedentary lifestyle change is a must. That's one of the first decisions that you make before you think about what the food that you're taking in, or the exercise that you should be doing. Your commitment and your decision to make that change of lifestyle change is a huge deciding factor whether or not you're gonna be in a healthy state or not, no? So thank you so much for that, Miss Belinda. And yung Nutrilite natin is the best of nature and best of science. We have products or supplements that will help us in our weight management journey. No, we are a phytonutrient leader because for over 80 years, Nutrilite has led the industry in phytonutrient research, harnessing their power in our products. And yung research scientists natin study each botanical kahit yung mga benefits, and we even have mga piles and piles of research studies and books just to see, or just to pick which one works best for each kind of supplement that we're making, and leading to breakthroughs in nutritional science, such as our double X, yung flagship natin na product, no, yung double X supplement natin. And we have over 200 plus scientists. We're backed by over 200 plus scientists in fields like phytochemistry, genetics, and nutrition, and with more than 30 na research sites. We have research laboratories in 8 countries and have obtained about 150 patents worldwide na showcase ng commitment natin to scientific innovation. And this one is something that makes us truly unique, no? Yung traceability natin and us having our very own certified organic farmland, about 6,000 acres of farmland. And this just makes sure that we oversee the entire process from seed to supplement, no? Making it the only global vitamin and mineral dietary supplement brand na nag-grow, nag-harvest, at saka nagpa-process ng plant in its own certified organic farm. So we are the world's #1 selling vitamin and dietary supplement brand. As I've said, we have our very own certified organic farms, and we have one in Washington State. So my east and west tayo na Trout Lake Farm. Meron tayong Fazenda Amay Nutrilite do Brazil. So that's in Brazil. We have one in Mexico, and we prioritize sustainable chemical-free methods and have practiced organic farming for years already. So our products are built on earth-friendly na practices. So it's free from harmful chemicals and pesticides. Tapos meron tayong mga partner farms. So our partner farms are located in 27 countries, and they are chosen for their ideal growing climates and commitment to sustainable practices as well. We have these so that we can source out certain fruits and vegetables that are only best planted or best produced in these areas. And nagkaroon din sila ng sarili nilang or they go through NutriCert certification. This is a mandate, no? Na magkaroon sila ng NutriCert certification para ma-follow nila yung traceability natin, ecological sustainability, and social responsibility, which aligns with our high standards in our Nutrilite farms. And speaking of traceability, this is our transparency to our AMI business owners and even towards our customers. No, simply put it, that traceability is knowing where dietary supplements come from and how they are made, and this gives us such confidence and credibility when we're sharing it to people who are asking what's in this stuff and what makes it really work so well, no? And this is standing by 3 pillars in traceability natin. It's all about safety, purity, and effectiveness. And we make sure that in each of our NutriCert certified organic farms also follow traceability and how much we carry it on our very own certified organic farms. And apart from traceability, we have products, a wide array of products that cater to each person's need. No, hindi lang sa weight management, meron tayong supplementation for overall health, or for optimal health, for heart health, for bone health, for brain health, for heart health, and etc. We have for kids health. Yeah, and so we're not just limited to weight management, but we do have weight management products that will truly aid us in our journey. And these are the ones that will help us in our uh ano in us bidding goodbye sa beer belly natin or sa visceral fat natin. So we've talked about omega-3 being uh, a source of food na nakakatulong sa metabolism, nakakatulong sa uh, visceral fat natin, and many scientific studies have shown that omega-3 improves numerous heart disease risk factors, then which is also correlated to people who are obese or overweight. And they're also an energy source and help keep your heart, lungs, even your blood vessels and immune system working the way they should. Omega-3 fatty acids are a type of polyunsaturated na fat macronutrient that our body needs to maintain para ma-maintain yung healthy cardiovascular and even nervous system. And nagsusupport din ito ng brain and arteries natin, which carries the nutrients to all the cells in our body. So they reduce the risk of developing yung irregular heartbeat. However, our body doesn't produce etong omega-3 na pinag-usapan natin, no? So, kailangan natin na ma-supplement to either through food or through supplementation like our Nutrilite Omega-3 complex. So, our Nutrilite Omega-3 complex, this is a natural fish oil supplement na nagpo-provide ng essential omega-3 fatty acid which promotes heart health and play an important role also sa brain health natin and eye health. So, if you notice in our um, labels, sa supplement natin, makikita natin dito meron tayong mga certain icons, no, that are found at the bottom right corner of our supplements, which indicates or helps our customers or even our AME business owners, discern or mas automatically we can already tell para saan yan. So may brain dyan, or may heart na icon na nakalagay. So it's good for heart and good for brain. Also good for eye health. And the three primary types ng omega-3 are the ALA, the DHA, and the EPA that are also present in our omega-3. So each soft gel of this one, of our Nutrilite omega-3 complex, provide siya ng 180 milligrams of EPA, tapos 120 milligrams of DHA. And um, it helps our body get the good fats, no, to provide everyday support for brain, eye, and heart health, and also supports our memory, our learning, and concentration with the DHA in this, no. And it also maintains healthy cardiovascular with DHA omega-3s, uh, and also our nervous system, functions that are very important for the heart and support the healthy blood flow na natin, and even strong heart muscle. And EPA and DHA can also be found in fatty fish. So it can commonly be found in like salmon and trout and mackerel, anchovies and sardines that feed on microalgae. And if you don't eat a lot of this, then our Nutrient Omega-3 complex can be a really good source for you on that. Or di ka masyadong mahilig ng isda, or paminsan-minsan ka lang kumakain yan, you can get your omega-3 from our Nutrient Omega-3 complex. So here are the key features. Again, it contains 180 milligrams of EPA and 120 milligrams of DHA. Meron nitong D-alpha tocopherol vitamin E para yung it it helps in prevent the oxidation of omega-3 fatty acids, no? Yeah. So that's our omega-3 soft gel capsule, and it does not contain any artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Tapos it's also halal certified and has satisfaction guaranteed. So yung satisfaction guarantee natin, that's a 100-day money back guarantee. Given that if and when for any reason you want to return or exchange the product for another product for a valid reason, as long as 50% of the product is still there, you can exchange that within 100 days. Yeah. So how to use this one? You simply take one soft gel daily, preferably with a meal. And for our precautionary measures, make sure that children under 12 years of age, pregnant women, nursing mothers, or anyone with existing na mga medical condition, kailangan muna mag-consult sila sa doctor nila before taking in this product. So that's our first product. Next is our all plant protein powder. Let me try and check muna yung comments here before I proceed. Yeah. Yeah, and my wife, sabi ni Sir Ryan, my wife takes omega-3, which my baby absorbs by nursing. Yes, nirecommenda niya ng mga OB, no? Yung omega-3 for brain development. Yan. So, next, our APP. So, yung protein, again, kailangan natin to kasi building blocks to ng katawan natin. In the human body, proteins are part of every cell and tissue, including our muscles. So, pag nagko-consume tayo ng high quality protein, it can help us develop strong muscles. Lean protein supports our body's ability para mag-recover and also develop. So, if you notice, those who are working out, no, or not just people who are bodybuilding, but people who are working out in general, they consume high protein kasi nakakatulong to na doon sa wear and tear ng muscles nila para ma-rebuild yung muscle kapag makabuild ng muscle, di ba? Yan. So when you consume protein, it is broken down and then comes together again as proteins that our body uses to build the muscles that we need. No, well, whenever we lose weight, we lose some of our lean muscle mass then. So, pag nag-incorporate tayo ng Nutrilite All Plant Protein Powder or protein-rich food in our diet, it can help preserve our muscle. And then it also can help in metabolism. Consuming high quality protein gives our body yung vitamins and minerals na kailangan natin para sa metabolism natin so that it can run efficiently. Especially as we age, we tend to notice na yung metabolism natin medyo nangihina siya, lalo na kapag wala tayong physical activity. So this will help in that. And whether you're looking to lose weight or mag-gain mo ng muscle or generally just improve your diet, and include protein in your diet, this is a great way to supplement your body with that, with the promise of nature and the power of protein. And our all plant protein gathered more good things from nature, grown and harvested with health in mind. Kasi this one is a unique tri-blend of plant sources, no? Grown and harvested to sa sarili nating certified organic farms, and it is yung plant sources natin, yung tri-blend plant sources natin is soy, wheat, and pea. So it encompasses the perfect combination of protein and amino acids that will boost your health and energy, plus eliminating yung animal products or dairy side effects. So maganda din to para sa mga vegetarian, no? It is also the world's number one na protein supplement, which delivers low calorie but high quality plant-based protein to aid in weight management and also build a strong muscle. So when it comes to its digestibility score, then sa protein, digestibility, correcting amino acid score, it's at 1. So PD, PDCAAS is actually one of the ways to evaluate protein based on their amino acids content and digestibility. So yung score natin dyan is 1. So our APP has high quality protein, tapos yun nga yung PDCAAS niya is 1. So you can get nutritionally complete protein source from our Nutrilite all plant protein powder to sustain our energy, also build the tissues that we need in our body, and also minimize yung muscle fatigue. So yan yung ginagawa ng APP natin. In every 10 gram of serving nga pala ng ating Nutrilite APP comes 8 grams of protein, no? So may balance then na or essential amino acid, 9 essential amino acid that our body needs. So that's our APP, and it's flavor free for those who are asking. This one is flavor free. We do have one who's flavored in choco and also one in berry, but this is a really good way to incorporate in any beverage or any food that you're taking in with added protein. So you can add this one since it's bland. And yeah, it's also halal certified, lactose free, no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives added, and satisfaction guarantee. For usage, simply add 1 scoop or 10 grams to a 225 ml of glass of any beverage once or several times per day. So others add this into the food that they're cooking, but please do bear in mind na kailangan hindi masyadong mainit or at the boiling point kung mix mo ng protein kasi mamamatay yung amino acids eh. So the advice there is that if you are having a hot drink or if you're having coffee, at least yung best indication mo dyan na pwede mo nang ma-add yung protein mo is if you can already touch the mug without you na hindi ka napapaso. So yun yung best way to tell if it's okay na ma-add na yung protein ko, or even when you're cooking, no, after like you've cooked it in fire, pag na ano mo na nakuha mo na from nasa lalagyan na, you can then add mix, but it has a tendency to medyo grainy siya eh, so that can add texture to your food, but it's the best time to put in protein pag hindi siya masyadong mainit para hindi mamatay yung amino acid. Yan. So next in our list is yung fiber. Fiber is a carbohydrate that's naturally found in plants, like again, fruits and vegetables. And then unlike other carbs, no, hindi siya masyadong easily digested by our body. So, um, it unlike other carbs, hindi siya masyadong nadadigest, and it passes quickly through your system without causing your blood sugar to rise. And nakakatulong din ito sa gut health natin, sa bowel movement natin, and it offers many other health benefits. So may dalawang types of fiber, no, soluble and insoluble fiber, and each has important health benefits that play a role in our body. So yung soluble fiber, ito yung madaling na-dissolve in water and nag-form ng gel-like substance sa stomach natin, nag-slow down ng digestion, and it helps control your blood sugar, your cholesterol, and with it, in turn, it can help prevent or manage diabetes complications, no? And soluble fiber are most commonly found in apples, so bananas, oats, peas. Kaya yung nare-recommend ng mga R&Ds usually for a healthy breakfast is yung mga overnight oats, ganyan. So yung oats na rolled oats, hindi yung oats na mga instant. So mas maganda yung para mas mataas yung fiber content niya. So other sources of fiber is yung mga peas, black beans, lima beans, Brussels sprouts, and avocados. And there's another type of fiber which is insoluble. Now, this type does not dissolve in water and typically remains whole as it passes through your stomach. So it supports insulin naman na sensitivity and helps keep your bowels healthy to keep you regular. And insoluble fiber is found in like whole wheat flour, yung mga nuts, yung mga bran, the seeds, the skins of many fruits and vegetables. Naalala ko tuloy, I don't know if other uh, other other grandparents out there are doing this, but I can still remember my grandpa eating a mango with the skin still intact, no? Sinasabi niya kinakain din niya yung kahit yung yellow na mangga. So, and even banana, I don't know, he just boils it and then eats it. So, yeah, those can be really good sources of fiber. And there are three ways fiber helps with weight management, no? Yung mga high fiber food are naturally bulky, so madali tayong nabubusog doon. And when you feel full, you tend to stop eating and consume fewer calories as a result. R&D is I can still recall one of the discussions that we had with our R&D and CDO, and also dun sa health and wellness certification programs natin, isa dun sa discussion from Miss Mabel is that when you're eating your meal, it's best if you consume your fiber first and then your protein and then the rest of the food that you have kasi you will tend to be mas madali mong malimit yung food intake mo kasi nga mas mabubusog ka ng madali with fiber. And fiber-rich foods are less calorie dense than high fiber food typically require more chewing. So the slower you eat, the more that your stomach has to recognize or has the ability to recognize when you're full. Kaya our parents have advised us ever since we're young, slow down. And when you're eating too fast, just take your time. Chew it. No, chew it better when you're eating. Ganyan. So, may siya, mas madaling makakakuha ng signal yung brain natin na you're already full. So, one of the tips that our speakers in health and wellness certification programs have said is that you have to not only notice your hunger cues but also your fullness cue. So, Nutrilite Fiber Blend can also aid in that. And if you aren't great in remembering to keep your diet filled with fiber-rich food, like you're not really into too much or much of the vegetables available or fruits, pwede ka mag-source out ng fiber mo from Nutrilite Nutri-Fiber Blend. So, this is a really great way to get that fiber that you need in your body. And it contains both insoluble and soluble dietary fiber and 13 natural sources rather. And leading health organizations recommend na yung mga adults has to consume around 30 to 40 grams of dietary fiber each day. Again, 30 to 40 grams. And a lack of fiber in the diet can create yung sluggish digestion. So if you have a problem in your bowel movement, maybe you lack fiber, no? Baka yun yung rason. But if you have any other naman ng mga medical conditions that is maybe related to that, you should really get yourself checked, no? And then, yeah, going back to our NutriFiber blend, itong exclusive blend of natural fibers na to, it has natural orange cream flavor din para mas ma-enjoy din natin yung pag-chew nito kasi chewable to eh. Yung yung fiber blend natin is chewable. Yan. So, for the sources of our fiber, it includes yung mga apples, sugarcane, wheat, and oats. And then, yun nga, meron tong soluble and insoluble fiber plus may added phytonutrients pa to para may additional na antioxidant protection. And uh, for its other features and benefits, again, it's halal certified, no artificial colors and flavors or preservatives added. This is most commonly found in all of our Nutrilite supplements. And of course, our 100-day money back guarantee is also included. And for this one, it comes in a 60 chewable tablet per bottle. You simply take up to 3 tablets per day with a full glass of water and make sure to chew before you swallow. Of course, if you have a lot of fiber intake during the day, you can, take maybe just up to one or two depende sa food intake mo din. Kung ano yung food na prep mo within the day. Yeah. So that's our Nutri Fiber blend. And then I added two more of the products that we have here, and both of these are actually included in our weight management solution pack. And first is yung Krompic, and then the other one is Green Trim. And Krompic, it involves helping our metabolism. And metabolism is ito yung process by which our body converts the food that we're eating and beverage that we drink into energy, no? So again, yung formula talaga natin is energy intake is equal to energy expenditure dapat pero minsan mas lesser talaga yung physical activity natin. Mas marami pa yung intake natin kaysa sa the way we're spending our energy, 'di ba? So if we need a support in the aspect of our metabolism, this can be a great way to support your body in that. And our Chromic Extra is a chromium supplement that encompasses chromium at saka yung vanadium and a special blend of herbs na tumutulong in metabolizing yung carbs, fats, and protein. Yan. So each capsule has chromium, and this is an essential mineral na hindi pinoproduce ng body natin but it is very important in activating the enzyme that is involved in fat metabolism. So you stimulate fatty acids and cholesterol synthesis. It stimulates that, and chromium is also important for brain functions and also other body processes. So maganda to kasi ang aside from chromium and vanadium and special blend of herbs, meron tong Garcinia cambogia. So this is a hydroxycitric acid that suppresses our appetites, which influences the activity of neurotransmitters involving feeding behavior. And then mayroon din tong Gymnema sylvester that helps suppress also our response to sweets. So if you are uh, I know, yeah, if you have a sweet tooth, this is a really good way to like minimize your sweet intake, no? Plus, meron itong exclusive nutrient parsley concentrate for additional antioxidant protection. And again, and it's certified, no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives added, and satisfaction guaranteed. For this one, kailangan lang na you take one capsule with a large glass of water 3 times daily, preferably around 30 to 45 minutes before your meals. And yeah, this is a really great way to really up your metabolism na matulungan, lalo na if the indicator in your results sa body composition analyzer is at the negative already and it's really slowed down. You really have to support that in this aspect, no? So um there are also other factors that may cause why your metabolism is slowing down. So it's still recommended that you check in with your doctor, especially those who are children under 12 years of age, those who are pregnant, nursing mothers, or yung merong mga maintenance, no? May existing medical condition. So consult with your physician first. Last but not the least is etong green trim natin. So this is a favorite of our our um ABOs and also dun sa mga kahit yung mga customers natin na naghahanap na mawala talaga yung belly fat nila. Ito yung usual na nire-recommend apart from the Compic Extra and Fiber. So Nutrilite Green Gem Tablet supplements your diet with Green Select the Phytosome, and this has green tea extract. So nakakatulong to in losing weight when combined with a low calorie diet, no? Yeah. So other features and benefits for this one is uh, ayan, it's formulated with lecithin and designed to help overcome these limitations and also stabilize yung ano natin and deliver polyphenols to the body, which delivers yung EGCG. So EGCG is a water-soluble compound na nakikita sa green tea, and it is an ingredient in many green tea dietary supplements. So that is also included in our Green Select Phytosome na technology in our Nutrilite Green Trim, which also helps in like reaping the benefits talaga in uh ano um removing that excess body fat, lalo na around the belly. Yeah, so that's our Nutrilite Green Trim. And For key features, it contains 40 milligrams of EGCG from green tea. I don't know if you notice people who are much more into drinking teas, mas flatter talaga yung tummy nila. And that's because it helps, it aids talaga in our metabolism. So it's a great addition to our daily diet, no, in terms of supplementation, and it also has again green select phytosome technology na deliver ng EGCG in a phospholipid complex that increases the EGCG absorption across our small intestine. So meron din itong additional phytonutrients at saka no artificial sweeteners, preservatives, flavors, or colors added, and satisfaction guarantee. So eto, gagamitin mo to twice daily with meals. Take one tablet twice daily with meals as a part of a low-calorie diet program that includes regular physical activity. So, kagaya ng sinabi ni Miss Belinda, nothing will really work ano, according to your plan, even if you do a lot of things, you go through surgery, you go to to certain certain lengths that you take a lot of supplements, but you're not really changing your whole lifestyle. It's gonna be really hard na ma-reach mo yan if your lifestyle doesn't change, no? Kailangan talaga paired up yan with physical activity, good diet or healthy diet, good sleeping habits for you to achieve that best ability ng body mo na maging healthy siya, no? Yan. So, that's our training for this evening. Do you have any questions or clarifications? Sabi ni Sir Ryan, drinking green tea right now. Yes, that's great. So, yung green tea, ang ganda talaga ng green tea. Nakakatulong talaga yan sa metabolism natin. And also, other teas like, nakakatulong when it comes to your sleep, things like that. Other questions? May tanong dito si Sir Ronald. Sabi niya, uh, is complimenting the topic. Thank you so much, Sir Ronald. And this question is regarding BMI, Body Mass Index. Ito ba, as always, nasusunod kasi po, tignan nyo yung mga bodybuilder and strongman. Pag ginamitan sila o dinaanan sa BMI, mga overweight sila pero hindi sila matataba. Muscular po sila, ano po ang POV. So, that's actually true, no? Um, Doctors commonly use BMI like just to really see kung asan yung height and weight ratio mo. But in terms of like identifying whether your body is carrying excess body fat or excess visceral fat, it doesn't really identify that. So it's best if you go through assessments like body composition analyzers that will give us a more closer to accuracy yung results sa body fat natin at saka ano um visceral fat and even our muscle mass. That's true, no? Usually yung mga bodybuilder sobra-sobra na yung yung muscles din nila, which is not really good kasi nga uh, hindi naman masama na mataas yung muscle mass mo, no? Kasi nga it reduces your body fat. The higher your muscle mass is, the lower it tends to become yung body fat mo. But ang nagiging result nun sa iba if they're not well supplemented with like calcium in their diet, ang tendency is that yung mga bones nila it's prone to breakage or may mga joint problems sila, so hindi din maganda. Kailangan balance lang yung normal lang na kailangan ng body mo in order for you to really uh move well, no? Just a normal amount of muscle mass is already good. No need to go through lengths na magkaroon ka ng parang naka-insert na ng mascot yung body. I don't know if you noticed that, but I can't really unsee it. Other bodybuilders, parang nakikita mo na yung hindi ko alam yung term na yun, pero yung muscle na around their neck tends to look like they're in another body. 'Di ba? May ibang tanong pa ba dito si Miss Millie? Sabi na, pwede po bang pagsabayan inumin yung green trim and compic extract tablets? Actually, there's no, wala namang precautionary measures or warning regarding like you taking in Compic at the same time with green trim. But if it's best if you evaluate whether or not asan yung you need green trim versus Compic extra because I don't think di din maganda na masyadong marami yung tinitaken mo na supplements kasi yun nga, diet is also good. You can get vitamins, minerals from food, but if you're supplementing and then mas focus mo na mawala yung on the belly fat mo, ganyan, or mas lower yung metabolism mo, so you go to you have to take like it's better if you take Compic Extra rather than Green Trim. Pero pag mas focus mo yung yung sa belly around belly fat naman, you can go for Green Trim. But you can if you have both or if you have your assessment result is like mataas yung visceral fat mo tapos your metabolism is a little bit slower than normal, then you can take both man. Wala namang um, any side effects or whatever. Wala namang feedbacks naman na ganyan. So, yeah, any other questions or clarifications? Yeah, so other question, let me just go back to
Lyle, this was personally sent to me, no? So I don't think
Apa.
everyone else can read it. Tea also has caffeine, so it's also acidic. Drink with food to lessen the acidity.
Yes, it's a really good advice. Totoo yan. If you notice, coffee and tea both have caffeine in it. Kaya nga, medyo mahapdi siya sa chan. So, it's best if you're taking it with food and fiber-rich
Yeah.
foods.
Did we address that tong question ni Mylene? Can you take green
Uh,
trim and
yeah,
Chrompic Extra? Okay, just
yeah.
making sure.
And then
Uh,
may isa pa dito
yeah,
naka-PM about
let's check
uh,
now. Final check.
abs. May iba bone breakage. Ano ba to? They don't have a belly, but they have what they call as palumboism. Although may abs sila, pero same time bulgy po. Ayan. So, yeah, I think it's just sharing some facts. Other questions or clarifications? Meron pa ba? Honey versus sugar for teas. Ako, I prefer without both, actually. But I guess honey is better than sugar. Yeah, it's best. Kesa din nung may mga ibang anong tawag, yung mga corn syrup, don't go for that. I guess honey is the best way to go. But make sure that the honey is yung organic na honey, ha. You can really tell if honey is natural or not. Kasi when you refrigerate, hindi talaga yan nagsusolidify. Yan. So I hope I answer your question, Miss Monica. Other questions in the room?
I think this was a very good topic. Thank you so much, Lyle. Very comprehensive. Uh, I think you got people thinking twice about what they're eating. And of course, since ano ba ngayon? It's the rainy season. Now is a good time to start something new para pagdating ng summer. Uh, you have a
Ito, tapos
ready body na.
pag rainy season, medyo nag-a-adjust ng sedentary lifestyle.
Oo
Medyo
nga eh,
couch
bad
potato
weather
muna.
eh. Oo, so kailangan
Oo,
natin labanin yan.
true.
Yeah,
So
thank you
just
so much.
insert some downtime exercises, pwede
Oo
din
nga
yun.
eh.
So,
Maybe work from home or take the stairs instead of elevator.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, thank you so much, Lyle. I just want to uh share the appreciation from our team.
Yeah, thank you, Lyle.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for having me.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
let you know, Lyle does a lot of product training as well for Amway. So if you know the calendar of events, chances are some of those topics will be covered by Lyle then.